Spooky Hoochie Camping Day 3. Feet check.
This is silly.
We'll watch Rachel brush her teeth. Hit the wawa. Do 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 do.
What are you, freaking Doug?
Doug! Making sure. That's Bill's favorite pose. Spit. Spit like you mean it.
No. You better tell me. So you're gonna go to the one right here?
We'll do that first. Down. Up. Down. Oh, shit! I fucked up.
How did it go? It was at that moment that she knew she fucked up.
Clearly the window was a bad idea.
It wasn't a bad idea until you started up and down it.
Alright, I gotta find a place for this damn thing. Falling for you.
It's gonna hit you in the leg.
I just can't help myself.
I was going to say, so are you ready to switch to Madison Memorial?
Yep.
Yes.
For the next one?
All right.
Quite honestly, this one was probably my favorite.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
Good morning. So we are Madison Memorial Cemetery here in Madison, Georgia. And we were on our way through to Atlanta, and we stopped for coffee and did a little research and ended up here. So we're just gonna kind of thumb through and see if anything speaks to us. Say that again?
I think these are all children of the same parents that passed away. All right, so just outside of the city of Rutledge is another small town, Madison, Georgia. In the outskirts of the town lies a cemetery with quite a bit of history. Within the grounds lies the final resting places of people all the way back to the Civil War. Numerous family plots line the main area, while more sparse graves are scattered along a small hillside. Those graves belong to former slaves. One area of the cemetery is dedicated to the remains of Confederate Civil War soldiers, many whose identities remain unknown. It is obvious that this cemetery was segregated, blacks and whites kept separate from one another even in death. We were unable to verify any stories of hauntings in Madison Memorial Cemetery, but that didn't stop us from experiencing anything during our visit.
Different from yesterday. Yesterday Rachel had the tablet, wasn't hooked up to anything. We forgot it. So to make up for that and to appease my happy heart, she's putting it on airplane mode, turning off the data, all of the above, so that we can run the spirit box and I won't feel some type of way about it.
When we first arrived, we were first drawn to the area of the hillside. We immediately got the response of, "Are you free?" on the spirit box. Not as if the question was being asked of us, but like they were asking each other. We walked around the rest of the grounds and came across a headstone with a half-empty soda bottle on it. We asked the spirits if they wanted us to remove it, and they responded with a yes. So we took it with us. As we were about to get back in our vehicle and leave, we noticed the second part of the cemetery and a historical marker describing the segregation of the plots and how former slaves were buried on the hill. This validated the earlier spirit box response of them asking each other if they were free. We said our goodbyes and thanked them for talking to us. We took a quick driving tour of the other part of the cemetery before leaving.
How did that one feel stepping inside, like you parked, got out? How did it feel?
Heavy.
Yes, and I was definitely drawn over to the hill area immediately.
Yeah. I will say that on this one, I kind of let Rachel kind of lead where we were headed. On this one, she has kind of a nose. She did in this one. I don't know. She just kind of took the lead and I followed, and it turned out really well. I mean, I didn't understand half of what was written on these headstones because I was filming. So she was really kind of getting in there and reading them and kind of verifying who everybody was who everybody was. I remember there was one point, it was before we had figured out that it was segregated, but there was one point where there was a family up on the far side of the hill, and they had like their own mound, I guess, a hill, I don't know. And right next to it, there were lots of old, some of them broken headstones, and it was like a magnet for us. We just kind of went right over there. And it was the only one, I think, in the cemetery where the family had their servants buried with them.
There's actual graves like right over there.
Are you free? Are you free?
I'm on something. Right here with you, I think I said. You're right here with us?
Let me ask this, because on this one, I've actually read where people, they call it the unseen watcher, where people that have visited this cemetery have said that they had a sensation of being watched or being followed along the central path. They say it's almost like someone's walking right behind you, but you can never get a view of them, like they're just out of view.
I didn't experience that.
No, I can't say I experienced that either.
Right.
That wasn't something that either one of us experienced. I will say that it was heavy, like I said, but in a way that I guess just because we're from now and not then,
Right.
this anger.
Yeah.
And they still do it. They still do it. I think that was the part that made me so angry. Is that we had, I don't remember if, and I hope I filmed it, because then it'll jog my memory what it was that said that, but they were still carrying on the segregation pattern.
Well, I actually read where they started integrating it at a certain point. So I don't know, but it's like I told you when we discussed that in the video. Societal things typically. I mean, that's why you still have predominantly black or predominantly white, predominantly Hispanic neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You tend to. So I mean, I don't know that nowadays that it's practiced on purpose, but more so, that it just kind of culturally the way it ended up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've had discussions like that. I'm hoping that, like, the boys' generation, I'm hoping they'll be the generation that can finally completely break.
Eradicate it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a dream.
Yeah, I feel like it's come back stronger than ever, though. But I think that's why the heaviness was there. It's almost like, we weren't even good enough in death to be,
Yeah.
I mean.
So, Rachel, since Kim said that she, kind of let you take the lead on this place and everything and just kind of lead, did you find yourself drawn emotionally to a specific grave?
Not a specific grave, but again, a specific area. Definitely drawn to which at the time we didn't know. We didn't see the sign about the segregation and who was where until we'd already made our rounds in the cemetery. But we were emotionally was drawn to the hill where the slaves, ultimately were buried.
I know you said that you guys got some like spirit box readings and stuff. You said that there was one. Are you free?
Right, and it was actually repeated a couple times.
Yeah.
So how did that make you guys feel?
I was immediately sad.
Yeah. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah, once we realized what we had walked in on, it was a different feeling. And that's not the first time that's happened to us. Like, I think it was last year. I don't remember exactly, but we went looking for a historic cemetery. I forget where we were at. And we found it. Boy, did we find it. And it was...
I know what you're talking about. The one that was the actual slave cemetery.
Yeah, and I was like...
overwhelming.
Yeah, like, we pulled in and I said, Rachel, we can't be here. We gotta go. We gotta go. This is no. It just felt wrong on so many levels. Now, we didn't get that at this place. Right. Like, we didn't get that here at this place.
Mm-hmm.
but it was definitely a residual feeling of somebody who was not comfortable witnessing inequality.
Yeah. So, $1 million question: would you go back and stay at dark?
Oh,
No,
definitely.
I
would.
I wouldn't just because of the I don't know. I get kind of a feeling of disrespect in that manner. I think at some point they're gonna not want to talk to you because you're white girl. You know what I mean? And that was the second time that we got white girl. And I think for that reason, staying would be instigating, and that's just not something I'm into.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
I agree with
looking to
that.
provoke. So,
Right.
I mean, I get that, but as far as whether I would be willing to, in the sense of, for further investigation, I would definitely be willing to. But
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
would actually love to go there. I would love to be able to go there and get some names and like do some research. But that's one of my things is I would love to go to some of these cemeteries and get names and do research and actually get these people, like, get their stories out there.
right.
And I know that probably sounds incredibly
No, not at all.
crazy and stupid, but
Not at all. We like. I mean, that all ties into the things that we enjoy. That's just like the reason that a lot of the things every week that we do have some kind of true crime element is because, at least for myself, I believe the two kind of tie together.
Yes.
So, because
Residual,
when you have a tragic,
especially residual is inscribed by trauma.
Yep.
So
I can't wait to see the video, see if there's any anomalies or anything.
yeah, I'm looking.
Nice.
I'm looking through, and I did want to, because this just popped back into my memory. This happens very few and far between these days. But Madison does have their segregated areas kind of displayed off, so you know that you're walking through them, and plaques that tell you where you're at and who's in there essentially. And so I think in that regard it is honoring them, and if you're respectful and you are well intentioned and you go in there, it's absolutely a place that I think people should check out just for that historical impact and civil and societal impact. Because you don't need the triggers of trauma and violence of the shit that goes on today for an impact like that. If you really want to sit with something heavy and have a change of heart, you go sit in one of these cemeteries.
It's funny because here we go with being kind of on the same page again, because my next question was, how was it to balance being both respectful yet curious investigators?
I think they let you know. When you're running a spirit box like that and it's active, and just side note here, the last few weeks that I've been doing spirit box, ever since I had my experience here at David Cemetery, my spirit box has been quiet. So to get a response again has been really exciting. And that being said, they let you know. When they're done talking, they go quiet.
That and even down to going back to Rutledge, where they told us to leave. We pushed a little bit, but when tried to reassure them that we weren't there to harm them, whatever. But once they were still adamant on us leaving, we thanked them and moved on.
Right.
And I think that's where your line has to be drawn.
Right.
Because I've explained it. I don't know if I've done it on here or not, but I've explained it before like this. It'd be like somebody coming banging on your door wanting to talk to you every day. At some point you're going to get frustrated and tell them to go away. So it's no different to me than people coming in and trying to speak with them, no matter how frequently. If they're tired of answering the same questions, they're going to let you know, go away. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One of the reasons why I love doing some of these lesser known cases that aren't known at all. And I'm glad that I've opened myself up a little more to the outside investigations, because what Sherry doesn't know about me is that I used to not want to do those at all, because all evidence aside from video essentially is polluted by environmental interference.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, well, what's the point? And we have a very big difference in opinion in the Spirit Box and Spirit Box app and stuff like that. So,
But I think that's healthy.
yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely keeps us kind of our mind open a little bit for each other, for our benefit, But we don't agree on a whole lot when it comes to investigating, quite honestly. I mean, we have our experiences when they are the same and we get the same feeling. For me, that's how I know it's a bona fide experience.
Right. I was going to say that, like, I think not agreeing on absolutely everything opens up. It's going to open up your brain. It's going to open up your mind. It's going to give you more of a perspective. Yes, the way.
I'm really excited to see how you two go about doing this little thing on your own. I want to see your guys' dynamic.
Having a
Oh no.
something parent and something he was a something parent and something husband and something friend. Huh. Did you try to take a picture down in here?
I did.
Did you get anything?
I don't know. It's too bright.
Did you do it with flash?
Yep.
Cool beans. We're so morbid.
I know. So just like the general rules of that, which we do not do, like Ouija boards and stuff like that. Anytime you do spirit box or cemetery like this, and you're talking to people, generally, it's a good idea to say goodbye and thank them for talking to you, because, same deal as if you were on a phone call. You're not going to just hang up on somebody unless you're being rude. And if you're being rude to spirits, there's just something wrong with you, because they're spirits. But,
Oh my goodness.
what's up?
Revolutionary War.
Oh, wow.
1820. These are older. Can't even read these. One over here. Look at this.
So I have a quick question for you guys. Would you like us to take this plastic bottle off of this headstone and throw it away for you?
Yes.
That's disgusting. Don't do this.
Interesting. Our faith, Leroy M. Wilson, born January 29th, 1809, died January 1st, 1880. I don't know if that's the same. That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that before. You want to go see if we can get anybody over here to talk to us?
Yeah, because, okay, so where we're headed to now, this is the last little part, and I think we're going to split because we got another place we want to go. But this section over here, we realized after we were almost driving completely past it that it is all unknown soldiers. And we want to remember the ones who are also unknown.
regardless of what side they fought on.
Right.
Because they still were loved ones of people who lost their lives and didn't come home. So some of them do have names.
Daniel Brown's back there. This is unknown.
Can you imagine never knowing your loved one goes off to war? And it's not like now.
Right.
You know, if it's unknown, they never identified them. They just know their rank. Sometimes not even that. That one just says Confederate States of America soldier, 1864. That's all it says. Which is sad because that was towards the end of the war. There must have been a battle fought close by here. Because they wouldn't bury them, you know. WT.
Well, maybe they shipped them home if they were close by.
But I'm saying if they're unknown.
Oh, that's true. There had to have been a battle here. Look.
What? Is that more?
Yeah. I think we just found a whole other side of the cemetery.
It could quite very well be why it looks so big.
Oh, you got to go over the railroad tracks. Okay. Before we do that, is there anybody here
Oh my goodness.
who wants to give us...
Hospital attendant. I'm surprised they buried them in the same.
Is there anyone here that wants to give us your name that is marked unknown?
You can tell us. Funny. What the heck?
I'm going to say these guys are all at peace.
Yeah. Well, they died. I mean, you would think they would be in an uproar.
Some of the things that I feel like I know without knowing about the afterlife is that once you're gone and your soul is crossed on, I imagine that there's an understanding. And you no longer feel the emptiness of curiosity. You know what I mean? Oh, this is something.
Oh, that's why on the hill.
What?
And that would make sense why we heard, "Are you free?" Because it says, "Old cemetery reveals racially distinct sections reflected in the notable absence of family plots and headstones on the hill's slope, where a memorial honors the final resting place of the town's early black residents."
Back here or over here?
Over here, where we saw that memorial for we said unmarked graves of the slaves and all that.
Oh, yeah. Well, shoot. Let's hop in the car and cross the tracks.
That sounds like a plan. Thank you for talking with us.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry somebody left their trash behind, but I'm taking it with us. Speed. No thanks. Thanks, Mr. Usher.
The Confederate portion that was on the other side of the tracks, when we drove through there was one, it said Negro hospital worker that was buried amongst them. But I also read when I was reading the history that those were actually like reinterred there by like back.
What does that mean?
Means that they were dug up and put back in the ground. So I don't know that initially that hospital worker was buried with them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
because they were dug up and put back in the ground there. So graves marked by the James W. Longstreet Camp 1889 Sons of Confederate Veterans and Morgan County Chapter number 573 United Daughters of the Confederacy. Confederate soldiers and one Negro hospital attendant. These men died of wounds and disease at Confederate hospitals located near the Stout Blackie Asylum, Turnbull. So temporary ones, these hospitals.
It's becoming less restful. Yeah, like, and they're still taking people in there. Like, who are they going to move?
Right.
Like, who they had to move to bury Kenny Rogers?
Right. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Where his location is really kind of shocked me because he's right on the edge of the original 6.
Yeah.
You know, he's like right there, and most of what's around him is much older, graves and whatnot.
If you'd like to add to our conversation, or you have a case you'd like us to cover, leave us a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this video and subscribe.